Alrighty, so I apologize for getting to this video so late. Just to give you a brief kind of summary of what's been going on. My grandmother passed away a week or so ago, so I was in Wisconsin all week long, going to the funeral, seeing family. So that's why I never really got to get to this video until now. But now that I'm back at Texas and I got some time, I could go over this video here. And we're just going to kind of talk about specifically like what Will is doing in this lesson versus his past lesson and what I'm just kind of seeing. So we're just going to kind of watch his mechanics real quick, and I'll just let you see what's going on. All right, so very fast motion mechanics right there. So let's slow it down a little bit. So first things first. Already, we are doing so well on this part of when this starts to come up, this starts to come up. Now, there is something, I want to keep working on this because it's a lot better, but I think we can get it more straight because I need him to start coming straight up with it rather than kind of at this bend angle because that's making his first movement slightly back. Now, in the video, you're not going to see that because it's just this slight movement back. Very slight movement, which isn't a bad thing. The slight movement like that, if that's his repeatable mechanics, not bad at all. But here's why I'm making him try to go straight up. Because over time in the game, he's going to get, more tired in the game. He's going to get more lackadaisical, which usually happens, obviously, throughout the game when we start to lose our mechanics. And I don't necessarily mean like we forget them. It's just that our body gets so tired that it reverts to what was natural at one point, what our muscle memory is. And for Will, it's that he goes into that. So what I'm afraid could happen is whenever he starts getting deeper into a game, he's going to start moving more towards that way rather than staying straight and going towards home plate. So that's something I want to work on right there. So there's number one. Number two. So I love that he's doing this. We have a really good, and I like the hinge. He does really good hinge. So if we could keep this up, if we could get this straight, but keep this hinge that he's got going, because this is really good. If we could now keep that going straight up and have that hinge in his hip, we're really good. Brakes on time too. I want you to look at that. As soon as he starts going down, he's braking, and really, really good right there. He's got really good hip-shoulder separation. He's still closed off by the time he lands. We are perfect right there. Now, here's the thing I want to really work on with Will, because he has really great mechanics for a 9-year-old. Is this glove. It's good to hear, and then here, I would like him to keep it in this position riding all the way out to here, and then get that glove to tuck into here. And we'll kind of work on that next lesson too. Because he's starting to tuck it in late, but it's that he gets to here and he starts bringing it down way too soon. If that makes any sense. So if we keep it closed off there to here, and then we start to open up, we're going to be in good business. He also finishes very, very good over his front side. I do want us, once we get to this position here, that he starts straightening this leg out right here. Because if you want to go back and look at Jacob deGrom's mechanics, he straightens it out towards the end with that soft land. So there's that. And he's really over-exaggeration finishing down, so that's good. But what I really, really when I keep looking at it, this arm is worrying me a lot. Because realistically, when it comes to throwing, if you look at every major league player, once they get to right here, right, that arm should realistically be a little bit above the shoulder here. And we are below that. Now, like I talked about in the last video, that creates some injury possibilities. When he's young, it's less likely because he's not using as much force, but we don't want to create that bad habit. Because if you look up every Major League Baseball player, they either do one of two things. They either have it like this above their shoulder, or what I do, and it's a lot of stress on the arm, but it's the power W where you're like this. If that makes any sense. But overall, Will's doing really, really good. The big things we're going to need to work on, obviously, this arm. Ooh, that's a really big circle. This arm, we're going to have to work on this glove hand, and then just the finish right here. And also just making sure that we still go straight up whenever we're in this position where we're going straight up with that leg. Other than that, that's really all I got. It's a very short analysis video, but looking forward to next week. I'm glad to see that Will's doing really good. Keep it up. Keep being awesome, Will. See you, buddy.